I would say the entire learning experience in this module was it was way beyond my expectations. It took some getting used to, but it was really fun. Um, Getting used to the workload was challenging, but it taught me a lot of things.
Yes, I expected it to be a boring university life where you go to class, you listen to the lecture, and you go home. But it's not with the case with tailors. So I'd like to thank you, Mr. Philip, for being my lecturer.
Okay, I would say that the learning experience was really good because I definitely learned a lot from uni because it was very different from how learning was in school. Like you learn to be more independent. There more group work, so you really learn how to work with people, and working with people is important, especially in the future. I would say discovering mass comm really my expectations it went way beyond my expectations because I really found this class really fun, like very interactive, interesting projects. I definitely learned a lot, and yeah.
The module was definitely an eye-opener for me, and I learned a lot about mass comm than I would if I didn't start this module. I would say that this module definitely met up to my expectations. I really learned a lot, and thank you, Mr. Philip, for that. And I'll probably learn even more during Sem 2 for this subject too, so yeah.
Some of the best memories I could say that I had during this module were the times where we could voice out our opinions and share thoughts with the lecturer during our lectures or maybe even tutorials, and we discuss and sometimes even debate on the topics. And I love the fact that we had to open our minds to it and just share and see what other people think.
Best memory in Mr. Philip's class would be whenever he's chill and relaxed. You can definitely sense that when he's relaxed, the whole class is more receptive to learn. Next best thing would be the Astro trip, where everyone enjoyed themselves being out of the class.
Best memory, or I would say something that I would definitely remember as far as I can, is that the two presentations we did. The first individual one was when I actually screwed up my first attempt, and I asked Mr. Philip for a second chance, and he did give me a second chance, and I guess I did much better, and I guess I was really grateful for Mr. Philip for giving me that second chance, and that really boosted up my confidence in presenting. And as for the group presentation, Mr. Philip gave me really good remarks about the video editing, saying that we met every element. So, yeah, I mean, I guess his remarks really gave me a lot of confidence to do work in the future much better. So, yeah.
My best memory in this module would definitely be the first individual presentation I did about the one on movies. It was actually the first presentation that I did not mess up. I didn't stutter, I didn't say anything wrong, and I got really high marks for it too. So, yeah, that's why. The first presentation would definitely be the best memory I have in this module.
Three key takeaways from this module I can say is time management. Time management is crazy essential, and it taught me a lot to never procrastinate because that will be the death of you. Another is teamwork, is having to be compatible with your members, no matter who you've been grouped with. You have to find a way. Lastly is independence, because you really have to know how to do things on your own. You gotta be organized. You have to know how to gather information, put them all together. Despite having members to work with as well, you still have to know where you stand and how to do these things on your own.
Three takeaways that I could take away from the model would be teamwork. You learn to work with others, especially in group assignments. Punctuality. You learn to respect time, your deadlines, all that. and independence, where you gotta research, you gotta read a lot on your own because it's required for you to do so.
Three things that I learned from this class is the first thing was I learned that I should be more aware about what's happening, what's in the headlines, what's in the news. It really helps in class because if you know your general knowledge, it definitely helps you like contribute more in class. You interact more with your classmates and your lecturers because mass comm is about the media, it's about what's happening. So that's what I learned. And another thing is critical thinking skills because there's more to a theory than just the words. So like I really learned how to think outside the box rather than to just memorize like what I did in school last time. And the final thing that I learned from this class is mostly on video editing because we did a lot of vlogs and documentaries. So I really learned how to like use video softwares and I improved on filming and sound recording and stuff. So yeah.
Three key takeaways I would take away from this module would be presentation skills, because like I said before, the first presentation was definitely my first experience of it and I learned a lot about it. And next would be useful communication techniques. Well, I took this module to learn to be a better communicator, and that is definitely one of the skills I took away. And last and not least, friends! This module definitely gave me good friends to cherish for the next sem and probably for a degree or so.
Some areas that could be improved is probably the feedback. Being able to get immediate feedback would be really helpful in order to know where your work is and where it's going and whether you can improve it or how you should do better next time. Another thing is maybe the use of other platforms, maybe using stuff like Edmodo or to keep track of grades and immediate feedback, as I said.
Perhaps Mr. Philip should be more interactive with the students. Not to say Mr. Philip is uptight, but he is definitely serious at certain points. So I guess be more relaxed with the students, and yeah, students will be more receptive on learning.
To be honest, I think that Mr. Philip is quite a flawless lecturer, but what would make my learning experience better is that like when we did the blog, it would be nice if he gave us remarks like straight away after every single post so that we would know what to improve on for our next assignment, so that we would know what we're lacking and whether we're doing the right thing or not.
What to improve on this model? I would say more group work, cut less on the individual stuff, because I think with group work we can interact more, we can discuss more. It's definitely more helpful this way for me because I personally am a group kind of guy, so that's what I think I should improve on this model, more group work. Yeah.
The module was definitely helpful in preparing me for my future modules and even degree because this foundation really taught me the basics of mass comm, and it's a very broad subject, but all that I learned in this module could help me go anywhere.
I would say so. This whole module has helped me learn mass comm in general. I particularly am interested in broadcasting, either radio broadcasting or film. So yeah, definitely I would say the module. The module also has taught me several life learning skills, such as independence, like the one I stated above. Thank you.
I would think that discovering mass comm is really helpful for my degree because I mean the course line itself is like a outline of what we're gonna learn about mass comm in general. So yeah, I guess this module really helped me like open up my mind on what do I really want to do for my degree. So
I would say this module is definitely a good learning experience for the future for my degree, and the life lessons learned from all this is very helpful. It's a good module overall, and I hope it stays for the rest of the other foundation students. It's a good way to continue on to your degree. With this module, it's definitely helpful. So yeah, just thank you, Mr. Philip, for teaching me about this module and everything. Yeah.